What's going on, folks? I'm Matt here to help you on your journey to financial independence. In today's video, I want to offer some parenting tips when it comes to money and trying to navigate through the financial independence journey that you're going to be on, especially if you just had a baby, if you just have young kids. This is going to be a very important message to so many young parents out there who are trying to figure out how to manage their finances with kids. So if you know anything about me, it's that I love budgeting. I didn't really enjoy budgeting before, but when we found out about our firstborn, that was really like the big shocking news that we had to start budgeting, because if we weren't tracking our money, what was coming in, what was going out, we would be lost with how we were supposed to be spending our money and how we would be allocating the different funds to whatever, bills that we had, gas bill, power bill, gas, for the cars, how much we'd be allocating for that, food, groceries, dining out, so many things. And then you've got formula, you've got diapers, you've got doctor visits, and those can be expensive. Those line items can definitely be expensive, but if you can budget and track how much you're spending on those items month to month to month, you can get a better grasp and understand, okay, this is what I need. This is how much I need. For me and my wife, I'm not bashful in admitting this, but when we got married, we were in our own apartment. But when we found out we were pregnant and the lease was getting ready to end, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. We were 30-year-olds expecting a baby in a few months, and we'd made the decision to go live with my mom. Now, we did pay $500 a month rent, but $500 a month rent is nothing compared to what we could have been spending out in the city here. So it's really important that if you have family, if you have a mom, a dad, and they're willing to let you stay with them, consider that a blessing and an opportunity for you to be able to go there with your kid. I mean, to me, it's a win-win, because they get to see their grandchild and you get to have an opportunity to be close to the family, close to your parents. And hopefully it's not a permanent situation, right? For us, we only stayed with my mom for a year, and then we ended up moving back into an apartment just because we needed to get closer to work. We needed our own space. So we made that decision to finally move to our own apartment, and it worked out for us. And during those 2 years of living at my mom's house and staying in an apartment, we were able to pay off our debt. And that's the next message that I want to encourage folks out there to do. If you're a new parent, still focus on your debt. Still focus on establishing whatever it is that you need to establish for yourself, right? Like you got investing going on, you've got to be investing, right? You don't need to open up a 529 for your kid just yet if you haven't even started investing for your retirement. You want to make sure that you're doing that. So you've got to take care of yourself financially. Obviously, you want to make sure that there's a roof over the head for you and your family. Food is on the table. In every situation with each family, with each child, is going to be completely different. But I would just really encourage folks, if you've got good health insurance, if you've got good coverage from your work or the plan that you have, hopefully that will take care with so many things with your child. But I really encourage you guys, that's why the budgeting, and then also you focusing on that debt and establishing whatever you've got to establish for investing, provided you don't have any obligations that you need to take care of. Let me say that the health and the safety of your child is first and foremost. So if you've got to pay for some medical bills and you've got some serious issues that you've got to take care of, that is going to be number one priority. Investing and all that can wait, obviously. So I'll say it again, take care of yourself first, provided you don't have any serious obligations, medical obligations that you have to pay for your child. You've got to invest and get out of debt as quickly as you can while your kid is still young, because from everything that my friends tell me, as your child starts to get older, things do start to get more and more expensive. The next thing I want to say is get life insurance. This should go without saying, but so many parents don't get life insurance for whatever reason. But life insurance is a critical and responsible financial decision that you've got to make. When you have loved ones, when you have a child who depends on your income, who depends on you, you've got to get life insurance. And just in case something happens to you, something happens to your spouse, you want to make sure that they are taken care of. So my advice here is to get term life insurance. Until you learn about the other kinds of life insurance products out there, chances are when you read a little bit more and you do research more, unless you've got like billions of dollars of wealth, like that you need to have like some kind of a tax strategy around, you're probably 99% of us are going to go with a term life policy for 20 years or 30 years, just to cover until the time, that your kid is going to be graduated from high school, maybe married, has his or her own job, and no longer depends on you financially. That's the key. You want to be able to have term life insurance for 20 or 30 years until when your child no longer depends on you financially, because we never know what's going to be going on 20 years from now or 30 years from now. And while you're still young, you can get a really affordable policy for a 20-year term or a 30-year term that's going to be very cheap. So make sure you do your research on life insurance. But again, you're going to hear from me one more time. Term life policy, a term life insurance policy is the way to go while you're trying to research and learn more about the other policies. All right. In addition to a life insurance policy, make sure that you get a written will. You need a written will and an estate plan in place. Establish a health directive. And if you have young children, you have to make a decision as to what happens with them in the event that you are no longer here. That's something very serious and very important. And you want to talk to the people who you're going to designate for these things. And the last thing I'll say is, once you've taken care of your debt and you're investing the way you want to invest, go ahead and open that 529 plan for your child. Or you can open an UGMA or an UDMA account. But once you become debt free and you're starting to invest for yourself in the future, that's when you can start looking into investing in a 529 plan for your child who may be going to college one day. And remember, if they get scholarships, you can always get that money refunded back to you. You would just have to pay the taxes on the gains of that money. But if in case your child gets a scholarship when they go to college or whatever the case may be, guess what? You can actually get that money back to you. That's pretty cool benefit of having these kind of 529 plans. And you can actually use it for school before college. You can use it for your books, tuition, whatever it is that you may have with elementary, middle school, high school expenses. So definitely a 529 is a great thing to have for your child, but remember the steps before you get to that point. So as you're trying to balance being a parent, being a spouse, having a job, and all the other different obligations that you might have, remember your child, all they really require is your time, your presence, just being there for them. And they're going to love you unconditionally because you're there with them. And I think that's the greatest investment that we can make for our kids, is to be there for them and to be there with them. Thanks for watching. Hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.